Attention stance.
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Begin.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, stay where you're at.
Sir.
What we're gonna do is, we're gonna move down this way a little bit, and then we're gonna turn around. Yeah. And we're gonna run it facing the other direction.
Yes, sir. Is Mr. Hogan leading now?
Mr. Hogan is
Okay.
leading now. Yes. And it is okay to mess up.
Yes, sir.
Is your stance?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Begin. Yeah. What is happening?
Yes, what is happening? Pull back,
Oh,
jump.
oh, there it goes.
Yeah. Switch your feet. Switch your feet in the cat stance. There we go. Strike. Cat stance. Strike. We're gonna turn, face this way, yes. And then you're gonna do your lunge. Pull up, jump, strike down. Alright. Dragon stance. Strike forward. Pull back. Strike. Sweep. Diagonal strike. Pull in. Push. Pull in and then poke. There you go. Back. Poke. And then open up. Open up on the other side. Curl all the way around. There we go. Row 1, 2, 3. Cat stance. Strike. Row 1, 2, 3. Cat stance. Strike. Poke. Pull it all the way and turn all the way around. Around. Horse pillar 1. Jump. Horse pillar 2. Jump. Switch the feet. There you go. And salute. Good job. Woo.
It's like magical amnesia.
There you go. Take a short break.
Yes, sir. That's why I keep practicing them out there. And I'll change parking spots.
I've seen that at the tournaments because people start practicing their form and it's like I can't remember it because the
Yeah, you're looking for the cues in the room.
environment's different.
Yeah. Oh.
How do you train that out? Just keep different places?
Just keep doing different places. The best thing that we've done in school is just to keep rotating. And then you just kind of start dropping the cues that you have
Right.
in the room.
Right.
We did that once where it's like, we had a routine that we were learning and we just kept rotating. We did that for like 3 weeks. And then Master Green was like, okay, well, now everybody's getting used to those cues, but we're gonna do is now we're gonna go diagonal, and then everybody messed up. Because once we started going diagonal, everybody kind of reset back to
Interesting.
parallel with the room.
Wow. Huh.
Kinesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, it's all the stuff that you're not really conscious of.
No, it's not.
That's
You don't
the
realize.
weird part.
Yeah. You don't realize how much of it's like, oh, I've memorized, I'm facing this direction when I do this. And it's like, oh, when I'm facing this direction, I don't know where my staff's supposed to point. You've always got that one spot that you're always poking at in class.
I think the hardest would be if there was no clear walls. Like if
Yeah.
you were in like a huge like desert.
Oh,
And
that
you
may
have
make-
zero
Yeah.
anything.
That may make it slightly easier, I don't know. Have you seen like the movies where it's just like, where they're training in China and they have a giant wall there and it's like 10,000 people out there training at once?
Right.
The only person you can see is the person in front of you.
That's true, yeah. Yeah. That's very true.
But you have to realize, that's the only routine they're learning. It's like for the entire hour, maybe more. And they do that every single day. Yeah. So everybody, and it's just rote memorization. All right. Are there any questions, or anything you guys want to look at?
I think for me, I guess, like you mentioned, like there's like a point where it's like there's not necessarily like moves per se, like it's just kind of one,
Yeah,
and
that's
like
what-
knowing
yeah.
where to speed up and slow down and like that kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
guess.
that was the thing that we kind of worked on at the beginning. That I wanted to
Right.
look at. I wanted to make sure that we were always running it at least once.
Right.
So, I don't really think, I don't know if I gave you kind of a good guide at the beginning on that one. But it just all kind of just starts to, I almost want to say, it just kind of flows. Once you actually start to get it. It's not going to be there's not going to be what do I say? What you want to do is you want to start just doing it over and over. The only way to get that out is to start just doing it.
Because I feel like I'm getting there, but it's like I just don't know like if there certain areas that I should try to like emphasize, or should I just try to?
The first thing you should do is try to get rid of the breaks.
Oh, try to get rid of the breaks.
Yeah. So try to get rid of that staggered stop.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of places where there's just gonna be a stop. Anyway.
Right, and so like that's fine, right?
That's fine.
Okay. I guess that's what I was really asking, is like, because there's certain parts like, like the way here, like that's a pause,
Yeah,
right?
that's a pause, because you're striking.
You
Anytime
can't
you're gonna strike-
flow out of that.
No. Anytime you're gonna do one of your strikes, boom,
Okay.
that's a stop.
Okay.
A hard stop. But what we were doing before was like, that's a stop. This is a stop. This is a stop. What's gonna wind up happening is that your strike is a stop. You're gonna have to start doing this.
Okay.
But it's, the only way to get it is just to keep doing it over and over and over
Right.
and over. And the way to do that is you have to do it without the counts.
Right. Yeah, the way I've been practicing it lately is just run the whole thing.
Yeah,
Run,
just run
and
the whole
I'll
thing.
be like, remember, okay, that little piece, okay, I need to work on that the next time.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's practice this a bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're gonna run through that beginning bit as fast as possible until we get to that, the dragon stage.
Yes, sir.
Once we get to the dragon stage, we'll stop. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, I'm gonna go a little fast. You should be able to keep up. It's not gonna be that fast, but I'm gonna speed it up from the way I've been teaching you in class, okay?
Yes, sir.
Can you stance?
Yes, sir.
Stand tall.
Yes, sir.
Begin. Okay. That was fast-ish, right?
That's a little faster than I run it, but
Okay.
but like not too much though.
Okay, so now,
It's like you have to press it to not lose the form, right?
yes. Here's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna run it slow. I'm gonna run it really slow. But I'm gonna run it as if I was running it fast, but slow. Does that make sense?
Like try to make it real smooth, but it's still slow.
Yeah, just watch.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys can follow along.
Yes, sir.
And stay,
Yes, sir.
stay tall.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yeah?
That makes sense.
Does that make sense? Yeah, I know you have to do it,
Yes, sir.
but, and it sounds funny when I say, oh, we have to do it fast but slow.
Right, right.
Um,
No, that clicked.
and the only way to do it is like, we're gonna do it fast once, and we're gonna do it slow once.
It was weird though, like doing it the way we just did it,
Yeah,
it wasn't even that slow because there's really no stops.
there's just no stops.
So the whole thing didn't take that long.
No, we're just flowing in between it. It's almost like we were doing everything like just as fast as we were going fast. There's no stops in going fast. But when we go slow, we're emphasizing the actual movements,
Right.
but we're getting rid of all the pauses in between.
Is this a continuous motion?
Yeah, it's your continuous motion. This is a, let's say this is more of a Tai Chi concept.
Okay.
But when you pulled it into your forms, it makes your forms better.
Right, right.
I mean,
That makes sense.
I'm not gonna go over the 8 important points or the 10 important points for us, because it's not as important for us.
There's a book for it.
There's a whole book for it. Well, there's 2 books, because you have your Neikong and you have your Yang. They each have their own set of important points and their identities, which we're not gonna get into.
But I did notice that when I was watching you do it and watching Mr. Hunter do it, is that it's like the whole head top suspended thing
Oh,
throughout
yes.
too. Like
Okay.
that's another, and like that makes it look a lot better.
This is, I don't know if Mr. Hogan was here for this. There's the very first important point in all Tai Chi is head suspended. And you've probably gone through that for your Tai Chi. And I've demonstrated this to Mr. Hogan, or not Mr. Hogan, Mr. Nelson, with the safer section. And that is, and anybody at home can do this as well. So I kind of showed off what it looks like. The way students normally do this, the way I do it. It's the way everybody starts off, and that is, when you're doing your safer section, is you're gonna watch the floor. Okay. My form doesn't look great when I do that, but if you imagine that on the ground of your head somebody's pulling on it so that it's stretched up, and you do that same exact form, it looks quite a bit better. Yeah. And so you do the same thing here for your staff set. As you're going through it, that head will be up. It's fine. You don't have to do that now while you're learning the sequence. It's part of the performance.
But doesn't it also make your, I mean, in an application sense, like it's more powerful?
It's more powerful. It helps your balance.
Right, you're more balanced, yeah. Your route's gonna be
Your
better.
route's gonna be better. Yeah, everything's gonna be better. But as you're learning it, it's also a lot more difficult sometimes for a lot of students. And then one of the things we also like to talk about is like when we're learning our weapons is that the enemy's not on the floor.
Right.
If he's in front of you. But yeah, it's and at the very beginning, I'm not too concerned with it, but as we're getting a little further into it, I will start to kind of correct it, simply because it is very hard to have it to break.
Mhm.
right. Line up and bow out.
Yes, sir.
Head suspended. I said, that's the word of the day, but that's 2 words. All right, let's bow.
Head instructor.
Bow to advanced, intermediate, and everybody at home. Right. Flex that training, master fast training. Miss.